Apple officially abandoned the PowerPC architecture for Intel way back in 2007. And since then, web technology has left these wonderful machines long behind. The final version of PowerPC Firefox came out 13 years ago. But just a few days ago, in January 2026, everything changed. Today, we're looking at PowerFox, a PowerPC web browser that seems impossible. So stay tuned. And if you enjoy going to great lengths to subject innocent old computers to the horrors of the modern internet, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Shortly after the demise of PowerPC Firefox, a few projects emerged to fill the gap. 10.4fox started development in late 2010 and quickly became our go-to web browser. Based on the existing Firefox codebase, it was tweaked for performance on our ever-aging PowerPC machines. Yeah, these things aren't getting any newer. And it was the go-to browser for many more years, but that project was spearheaded by a single wonderful developer, the incontrovertibly talented Cameron Kaiser. But that project was more or less retired in 2020, as keeping up with the ever-growing technical demands of the modern web on a completely abandoned hardware platform is kind of a lot. We had Interweb PPC for a while, which picked up where 10.4fox left off and made a lot of really good improvements, but the last GitHub release there was in 2023. So I was quite surprised when, just this weekend, I was on the Tinker Different forums, and I saw a thread that made me stop right in my digital tracks. And here is the Tinker Different thread, a new web browser for Leopard on PowerPC. If we go to the web page for PowerFox, it was released for PowerPC on January 28th. The requirements as stated are 10.5 Leopard, PowerPC G4 or G5, and minimum 1 GHz processor for proper video playback. And word on the street is this thing can even play YouTube videos using the current YouTube front end, if you have a strong enough G5. Yeah, we can download this for PowerPC, and I will of course link to this and the GitHub page in the comments down below. I'm also going to buy them a coffee. And if you find PowerFox useful, I think you should probably buy them a coffee as well. So I think what I want to do is test this on two different systems. The first will be the most powerful PowerPC I have, which is a G5 Quad. We'll also try this on a much less powerful Power Mac G4 to see how it performs on not the fastest hardware. Right after this quick word about today's sponsor, Malno, who sent me their lovely PD200W wireless and wired hybrid dynamic cardioid microphone. This is an extremely powerful and versatile microphone that's incredibly popular with podcasters and YouTubers. The PD200W hybrid is a powerful microphone that fits into a great many setups. Go from box to broadcast in 5 minutes. It's not only USB, which is how I'll connect it to my computer, and XLR, which is how I'll be connecting it to my camera, but 60 meters of wireless range. But connection options only matter if the thing sounds good. And it does. Studio quality. Recording at 48 kHz 24-bit with a 30mm dynamic capsule with cardioid pickup. Alright, let's hook this up to the old MacBook Pro. This is a very convenient dongle. Allow connection. Turn the mic on battery power. Oh yeah, check it out, that works great. And we've got different levels of noise reduction we can cycle through in case we are recording next to something loud like a Power Mac G5. And the Malno app is a treasure that lets you fine-tune all of these settings. But what else does it do? Live volume, gain knob, one-tap mute. So if you've been looking for a professional microphone with tons of versatility that won't break the bank but still sounds fantastic, check out the link down in my description below for the wonderful PD200W hybrid. It's way less expensive for all of these features than you're probably expecting. So this absolute behemoth is my Power Mac G5 Quad. It has dual-core PowerPC 64 CPUs, and this is the only machine that ever used a configuration like that. There was a dual-core variant which had a single dual-core CPU, but PowerPC CPUs ran so freaking hot that Apple actually had to water-cool this quad-core behemoth from the factory, which nowadays they are notorious for leaking. And that's also the primary reason they switched to Intel. These PowerPC chips just were not getting fast enough and were super expensive compared to the much faster Intel, which also ran much cooler and did not require water cooling. Man, I love this aesthetic. Video card also plays kind of an important role here. So let's see what we're sporting. We've got ourselves an NVIDIA 6600 LE with probably 256 megs of VRAM, which also highlights the other really interesting thing about the PowerMac G5 Quad. It's PCI Express. This was the first and only PowerPC machine to use PCI Express slots. So the only thing limiting what video card we can put in here, well, aside from power, is driver compatibility with this board. All right, booting the behemoth. And here we are, booted into our nice fresh install of macOS 10.5 point something Leopard 10.5.4. Wonder if we have any updates. We're not connected to the internet. Let's fix that. We do have updates, look at that. Yeah, probably one of the coolest things about Apple is they still have their ancient update servers online. They haven't supported PowerPC in 20 years. But look at this. Updates straight from Apple over the internet. Yeah, look at that. Hopefully jump cut to update complete. We have a fully up-to-date 10.5.8. And by fully up-to-date, I mean still over a decade out of date, but it's as updated as this G5 can possibly be with its four 2.5 gigahertz G5 CPUs, 12 gigs of RAM, and hopefully, finally, after so many years, a working, modern web browser. There it is, PowerFox. Let's move this to applications. Chuck this down next to good old Safari. And just for a point of comparison, let's open the Safari that comes with this, the most updated possible macOS that can run on this G5. Oh, look at that. Can't establish a secure connection to apple.com. That's because this old browser can't handle the SSL security for pretty much any modern website. Go to google.com. Nope, Google says your browser isn't supported anymore. So you can't even search to download another browser. DuckDuckGo? Nope, that doesn't work either. In fact, about the only search engine that does work on this ancient web browser is my search engine, FrogFind. In any event, let's try PowerFox. I am super excited for this. Oh my god, that opened right up. Look at that. Congratulations on installing the PowerFox browser. Alright, well, I guess we might as well go to Google. Holy smokes! Look at that. That opened right up. Let's see, PowerFox web browser. Man, this is so much faster than I was expecting. Just look at this. Modern HTTPS. Everything seems to work. Look at that, Gmail. Oh my god, does the frickin' Discord web client actually work? Oh my god. The Discord full web client works. Look at that. It's not fast, but it's alive. It's alive! Let's annoy my good friend Bruce. Hello from a G5. Well, it's not exactly fast. But one of the limitations of PowerFox currently is there isn't just-in-time JavaScript compilation. So JavaScript technically would run faster in some other PowerPC browsers that aren't quite as advanced otherwise than PowerFox, but it does work. Yeah, I mean, not fast, but usable. Alright, now the biggest question of all, of course, at least to me, can this finally play YouTube videos without weird color, weird artifacts, or tons of glitches? Because no other browser can play modern YouTube well on a PowerMac G5 or any PowerPC Mac. Alright, it is loading. It's not fast. We'll search up our good friend Mac84. And now it bears saying that the YouTube front end is extremely heavy and is in no way intended for terrible old computers. Yet here we are rendering it. Let's see, Steve went to Massachusetts recently for some winter fun. What kind of winter fun? Let's find out. Well, the ads sure work. Thanks for that, YouTube. Alright, trying to make this full screen here. Yeah, look at that! We're playing full screen YouTube videos on a Power Mac G5. Look at that, look how smooth it is. There's no artifacts, there's no weird Endianness colors. It's not the fastest thing to load, but once it does load, it works. And that is freaking wild. I am honestly astounded that we were just watching YouTube full screen on a PowerPC Macintosh. Yeah, just take a moment to drink in how crazy this is. This is full screen HD video being streamed from YouTube using their full fat modern front end interface, and it's running. Okay, well this probably isn't going to work, but I really want to try out WebAssembly games on itch.io. We'll look and see which ones have web listed. Web. Alright, Cursed Blackjack. Let's try it out. Run game. Nope. WebGL2 support missing. Hopefully that'll come in the future. Alright, let's try the Stop Bits Bandcamp, which probably will work just fine, given how well YouTube works. The Stop Bits. This, of course, is the band that I am a member of, playing bass and drums. Look, there's me. We've got Veronica from Veronica Explains, and of course, the Taylor and Amy Show. All right, let's see here. Rip out the battery. So that's PowerFox on the most powerful possible Power Mac G5, and it runs, well, shockingly good. But how does it do on something a little less powerful? All right, we're just gonna pull the drive out of here and stick it right in here, which should work just fine. Oh, we've even still got an IDE adapter in here. So we can do this SATA drive with no fuss. And I have no idea what CPU that is, other than it's a G4, 32 bits instead of 64, and 2 gigs of RAM, 1.5? We'll find out. This is a Power Mac 3,4, aka the digital audio. And this is a great step-down test because it has an accelerator in it. So it's a 32-bit G4 CPU, but it's at 1.87 gigahertz. We have 1.5 gigs of memory, but we also have a significantly worse video card. We have a GeForce 2 MX with 32 megs of VRAM. Yeah, we're gonna see how this significantly less powerful PowerPC Mac handles the modern internet on PowerFox. Technically, we should still be in the minimum requirement to play YouTube videos, although probably not at HD quality. Welp, I don't think it likes maybe the accelerator CPU, I don't know. All right, I guess let's try dragging a fresh version of PowerFox over from the USB. Replace. No, it's still not happy. Looking at the problem details here, I wonder if we can see any clue. We've got kernel invalid address. Is this too little memory? Or maybe this has to do with the super weak video card. All right, crack this back open. Don't you just love this fragile 2000s plastic? All right, so this is a Radeon 9800 Pro Mac version with 256 megs of VRAM. No fan, but it's probably fine. This is probably one of the rarest video cards I own. Thank you, kind viewer who gifted this at a VCF show, I believe. Maybe that'll do it. All right, let's see if this can run PowerFox now. Oh yeah, look at that! Video memory was the issue. Here we are in a modern web browser on a G4 Power Mac. I never thought I would see the day. Look at this. This is remarkably fast. And by remarkably, I mean comparatively, because this is an extremely slow computer these days. Remember, this is a single CPU with a single core. But this is a totally usable Googling experience. Let's pop onto Reddit. Check out this thread from one day ago on Vintage Apple, probably the best subreddit there is. Oh my goodness, that loaded extremely quickly. And this is the horrible new Reddit. Yeah, look at that. Scrolling smoothly even on this terrible, bloated, modern Reddit front end. If we go to old.reddit, as any reasonable person would want to do. Yeah, look at that. This is so good. I mean, it's really hitting me how I could just use this computer now to browse the web, to read the terrible, terrible news we're constantly bombarded with. News.google.com. What fresh nightmare awaits us today, Google News? Yeah, look at that. We can sit here and read the news if we wanted to on this ancient machine. It's usable again. 26 degrees. Not too shabby. All right, well, I guess we have to see if YouTube works. My guess is that it will load and it will play extremely low resolution videos, but I was completely surprised by the quad-core 2.5 gigahertz G5 playing HD video, so we'll see. Maybe we'll be surprised again. All right, this time let's search for our good friend Colin from This Does Not Compute. Already, this modern YouTube front end is extremely slow because it's extremely bloated. Ooh, a Bose radio with a nasty surprise. What's the nasty surprise? No frickin' way, look at this. It's YouTube on a Power Mac G4. I mean, it's a little bit choppy, but it's frickin' playing. Might as well try full screen. I'm sure it'll get there eventually. Whoa. Let's see, can we scrub? Ooh, it's trying. It's really trying. I mean, it's amazing that this even works at all. Right now it's in the lowest possible resolution, but there's nothing choppy about it. No audio choppiness. I'm sure if we bump up the resolution, it won't be quite as happy. Let's see, we're at 480p, not even 360. Honestly, not that bad. Let's try 720 for no reason at all.
Okay, so here's a better look at, there's a flat flex.
So is this really that impressive? Well, let me put it to you this way. YouTube, the website, came out in 2005. This computer came out in January 2001. It's more than 4 years older than YouTube itself, and we were watching modern YouTube, the latest and greatest, on this machine. And this is my favorite thing to do with old computers like this. Try to see just how far we can push them into doing modern computer things, because I really think there's a power inflation in computers today that really isn't necessary for most computer use unless you're heavy gaming. You can browse the web on a 10-year-old or more computer just fine today. There's no need to spend $1,200 when you can find a perfectly good computer at a thrift store. Anyway, at least that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel down in the comments below, and let me know if you have a PowerPC computer that you can try PowerFox on, because I'm really curious to see how it performs on other machines. But as always, thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.